It's a July 4th getaway looking more like a Thanksgiving travel rush. From the roads to the airports, 48 million of us, probably more, are on the move. The second busiest Independence Day weekend ever.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out of the house. I mean, like everyone else.
And we're paying more at just about every turn. Hotel prices up to 35% more over last year. Rental car prices up 86%. And gas prices are rebounding along with the economy, now averaging $3.12 a gallon, nearly $1 more than a year ago. Bob Jackson gassing up in Philly.
I get enough here to get over the bridge, buy New Jersey where it's cheaper.
Californians are paying the most, $4.28 a gallon. Mississippians are paying the least, $2.75. While the vast majority of us are traveling by car, 2.1 million people went through TSA checkpoints on Thursday.
People are ready. People can't wait to get out. Can't wait.
Because the surge in airline traffic came on so fast, many airlines weren't ready, didn't have enough planes, and now planes are full. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby now expects a surge of returning business travelers in the fall.
I think Zoom is going to be a great replacement for phone calls, but it's not going to be a great replacement for in-person interaction.
Meanwhile, amid a staggering 3,200 reports of bad passenger behavior this year, including onboard fights, the FAA is now using children to appeal to adults to behave.
Fighting is not good when you're on a plane.
They'll go to jail if they keep doing that stuff. I would be really scared.
You can distract the pilot if it gets that bad.
Boy, out of the mouths of babes. And Tom, let's face it, a lot of people haven't traveled in 18 months or more. I understand that's contributing to some of the long lines at airports.
Yeah, people are not familiar with the new TSA procedures for checking IDs, the mask requirements slowing lines down a little bit. So get to the airport early with you and your family to ensure that you make your flight.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.